feel like it's been ages since my last recording. Oh, that's because it has been. Only because it's been like about a month. Only because I got sick again. And I was already sick. Cool. I'd already recovered from a cold in the last recording session. Although I guess that's just the life of a early care child educator sort of deal. But yeah, a lot has happened since like the month that passed, recording wise. For one, Pikmin 4 released and I was able to 100% it. And so I think for the first part of this video I might just talk about that. Because I'm not entirely sure how I feel about Pikmin 4. I mean, I liked it, it's just that it did a few things a little bit too differently from what I like about the Pikmin franchise, if that makes sense. For one, every single area is 100%able upon first visit, which I mean, off the bat I like, it's just that there's no challenge to overcome, as in all the answers, all the solutions you need to come up with are already there. There's nothing you need to come back for. And I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of when games make you backtrack, but one thing I do like about backtracking in games is coming up with a way of doing or completing an area within the first attempt or visit there, regardless of what the game wants me to do there or not. So for instance, in Mario Sunshine, there's a few levels in which you need Yoshi to complete that area for, and you don't unlock Yoshi until the fourth world. My way to overcome this is just to do those areas after unlocking Yoshi, because, well, there's just enough shines available at the beginning of the game to unlock the fourth area before you go into any other area, so that's nice. And I guess a more fitting example would have been in Pikmin 1, where in the first area you do need blues, but blues are required, but due to some finicky throws, or not really finicky, due to some standard reach, you can get those pieces you need, or you would have needed blues for without them. I guess some unintended solutions, you can get the blues, like throwing reds over the pond to build the bridge to the, I forget which one it is specifically, the Sagittarius. I'm just gonna say it's the Sagittarius. And throwing yellows up at a gate that is in the water with bombs to blow it up, instead of using blues to knock it down normally. That sort of thing. The only thing that is close to that is needing blues in the first area, but you can get blues in that area. So it's sort of like, oh, huh. Although that being said, there is one thing that I do like about the game. Like, there is one sort of thing like that, the whole blueless Forest of Hope sort of deal, where in a part of the game you, like, there's jars that are blocking the way, and normally you would use Ochi or Moss, I guess spoilers, to break them down, but it turns out you can just use bomb rocks to do the same thing. So, yeah, like that part was nice, but like little things like that just weren't in Pikmin 4 at all. They weren't in it that much, and like that kind of disappointed me. It's like I'm not entirely sure where I would rank it within the Pikmin series, only because like it was a decade-long wait. I'm not entirely sure if my expectations, or if that game could live up to my expectations, even if they weren't really that high. Because like all I really wanted was another Pikmin game. Like I know for sure it's definitely over 2. I think it's safe to say that 1 is still my favorite. Although that being said, I might need to play it 4 again just to see where it sits. Although that being said, I think I want to replay 3 again to see where that stands compared to 4. Because there's definitely a few things where I would say that 3 does better than 4 and 4 does better than 3. Like, for instance, the structure. Even if it is a little bit all over the place. Like, I'm not a big fan of how they did the side quest things. Just because there's a side quest that has you unlock a decent item? Or the fact that there's a side quest you only get at the end or very end of the game is just why. Not just to mention the whole fact that enemies in the overworld don't respawn. And the stupid thing about that is same goes for the caves, except there's a rule in the caves which if you 100% an area, if you 100% a cave, then the enemies will respawn. Which I mean, could they not just do that with the overworld? I don't know. I think they definitely lost a few things in the process of streamlining the game that definitely could have been improved by it not being so streamlined, I think. As much as that just feels weird to say. But yeah, also I wanted to say that the Pikmin type limitation and the type restriction and the way the areas are designed don't really mix well. I want to say, only because then that kind of limits the type of areas you can, like the type of hazards you can find within an area, because the game, you can only really use 3 Pikmin types at once, which definitely feels like I definitely think that's an oversimplification. Like that's a step they should have not done, or not had, because like it's not very useful. Although that being said, doing it that way means that there's at least doing 5 things. Yeah. Doing it that way means that there's at least a few areas where every Pikmin will have its time in the spotlight. Whereas in Pikmin 3, blues were kind of hard-shafted just because you unlocked them last. For some ungodly reason. Whereas in 4, it's like, okay. I might not need Reds for a while, but that's because they had their chance. Now it's time for other types to have a chance. Also, I guess spoilers for Pikmin 4 if you really care. The fact that they had purple and white onions was a thing. Like that. And the way you go about unlocking them is very interesting. Although that being said, with how the game, or how you go about progressing through the game in terms of unlocking the other content, this is definitely making me think that upon repeat playthroughs, I'll do them in a different way. I already know for a fact that I won't be completing an area upon the first visit only because of the side quest you unlock in the post game. Because, well, that side quest requires you to go through caves to collect certain enemy types for some reason. And because that is all the side quest is, and it does go through every area at least once, or you are required, or not really required, it's suggested you go back to a cave for every area at least once, that I'll leave that cave specifically for last, just so I can do that. Streamline that part of the process. Okay, so this is a special level, but I'm thinking that I'll save that for after this level. Only because if we can end up doing 3 levels this episode, I'm thinking that I might want to like have a thing in between the revisit to this level. Speaking of, we won't be using. Actually, I just want to double check if it is Rizro. It might not be. It is, okay. Yeah, we won't be using Thingy Thing because, well, this is a skeletal level and we will need to come back regardless. Fun times. If it wasn't a skeletal level, I was thinking that I would probably just use Thingy Thing regardless. It's the standard bread and butter. It wasn't going to be anything else. Who am I kidding? Okay, so yeah, just kind of blitz through this level, getting 1,000 KOs to get the first skeletal, and then doing this. Ooh. No, yeah, that's right. What I was going to do was get the air rink with Girim first, and then go back and see where I could get Wiz's thingy thing. Because it is a skeletal level, I need to reverse it. Yeah. Because we will be showing this level at least once regardless, I'm thinking that I might just kind of skip a lot of this. If that makes any sense. Because like the only thing I'm really here for is the harpies for Wiz. Like I don't need to do much anything. So yeah, as odd as this sounds for the first level, or like for a first visit in the level, I'm thinking that I'll skip around until I find the harpies for Wiz, and then I'll skip around some more until I get the skeletal, and then kind of just end off the level from fighting whoever we need to fight, sort of thing. Only because we will be going through this level again regardless, so yeah, see you whenever I see the find the park container or whatever the fuck it is. should be the thing I need. If I can get it and not fight the fucking thing. I mean, okay, cool, it is the thing I need. I mean, so far this level has been pretty easy. I'm just surprised it's a level 10. But yeah, the difficulty could come in the fact that I would need to use Skippin. And not someone that can easily just mow down everyone. But yeah, I'll go finish the thing and get the Skulltula and then go defeat. I still don't know who I need to beat. Just tell I don't pay attention to like anything. Right, I forgot. It's not. It's the Skulltula and then the thing. Okay, where is it? I don't have time to do this. Where the fuck is it? Am I gonna lose the Skulltula? I can't find it. Okay, there it is. I swear, if I lose the mission because I spent too long finding the fucking Skulltula, I'm gonna be pissed. Hoping Zelda can hold out because, well, that and Rizbo isn't the best at one-on-one fights. I mean, he's decent, but not the best sort of deal. But yeah, kind of completely forgot the train I was on with Pikmin 4. Yeah, she's in trouble, but it should be fine. If I just type a beam a bunch, I could probably get him down a bit. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting. Well, yeah, the fact that they had purple and white onions, making getting them oh so much easier, which I kinda wish I knew about beforehand. Only because there is a treasure that requires 100 purple Pikmin. And I did that before I got the purple onion. I mean, it's not such a problem, only because with the fact that the game asks you, or the game lets you take out Pikmin from entering a cave and exiting a cave. Grinding up Pikmin is, well, grinding up a Pikmin type like purples isn't so hard without an onion. Okay, see how much this would do. Let's do it again. I was gonna say, wait, did the game fail me while I was mid force attack? What the fuck? But no, it didn't. Yeah. I forget how many Pikmin I had, or purple Pikmin I had, before I started grinding. But I was easily able to get the amount I needed within a single day. I think it would have taken me more, only because unlike in Pikmin 2, you're not booted to the base every time you exit the cave. So I was easily able to go through a cave, get the Pikmin I needed, deposit them, withdraw the amount of Pikmin I wanted to trans into purples, and then just keep repeating the process until I did get the amount I needed. So what is... okay, that's a thing. I'm gonna be doing more things like this level. Okay, but yeah, not overly sure how I feel about Pikmin 4. Definitely gonna need to replay it at least once more to like finally cement my feelings on the game. Do I want to make a main channel video about it? I'm not entirely sure because like I have an idea about the game, but it kind of requires like a Twitch stream or something, and like I'm not entirely sure that's me. Because like I definitely want to say that you can 100% the game within 24 hours, and doing a playing Pikmin 4 in one sitting stream will be interesting. Although that being said, also, I just realized what mission type I'm playing. Why am I not doing Vulgus C3? Because like that would make this a whole lot easier to do. Although that being said, in between episodes I did do this mission type with Link to get a few materials I needed, and that didn't work out so well, only because I did get unlucky. Although that being said, I was using Link C3 and not a bow, because I was able to use items in this one, or in that one, whereas now I'm not. That would be the smarter approach, but apparently I'm not doing the smart option. Okay, I can go around here. Gee, that was a close one, wasn't it? I don't know what I'm doing. Also, yeah, it is a common complaint about Pikmin 4, but man, the auto lock-on is so annoying. Like the fact that it just does it automatically, whereas in Pikmin 3 Deluxe specifically, even though it did have an auto lock-on feature, it would kind of suggest it, like your cursor would hover over it, but it wouldn't lock your camera on it until you did the thing. I'm just gonna do this just to be safe. Okay. I'm not entirely sure how long this episode's been, because I did leave my timer running throughout that mission. So I'm thinking what I'll do, I'll call it an episode there, regardless of how long it's been, only because, only so I can then have the back end part where we go back to that level be a little bit longer, so I can go into a little bit more detail. Although that being said, I kind of get the feeling that the only thing that's going to be hard about doing that level is doing it fast. And now that I was gonna say, now that I have the air rank, I don't need to worry about it, but I still need the air rank. The way this game works. So yeah, it's this one. Next episode, I'm kind of thinking that, because I think, okay, yeah, there's that one. I don't entirely want to do another level with Fi right off the bat. So I'm thinking that we'll break convention a little bit. So we can get access to this one. Although that being said, this is another don't get hit. Oh, devastating attacks. So yeah, back to this level we go. Not really sure what to say about this level because not only has it been a bit since I have viewed this level, there is kind of a reason why this is the first time I've done it this way. It's pretty much just because there's kind of a reason I don't talk about the levels themselves too much on the first viewing or first pass through. And that's not much to say really. That's kind of a part of the reason why I hate the vanillas. Just because like they should really be just like, if you try to summarize them, that's really simple, like much shorter than the actual runtime. So I kind of need to have a topic to go through while I do them. So yeah. Although that being said, I think for convenience sake and to make episodes a lot shorter, I could start doing this for these types of levels. Only real issue with that is it will only really work with the Wii U version, as the definitive edition brings in some changes, or quality of life changes, and those really mess with these mission types, especially if they have treasure for 2 different characters, and in the case of the definitive edition, and I guess technically the 3DS version, if you were playing that one, definitely mess with that, as they allow you to use multiple warriors within a level. Not all the time though, but I want to say in the definitive edition they do have that as an option quite a fair bit. I think. I mean, overall it's a good thing, but for certain workarounds to restrictions on my part to make an episode better, they just kind of throw that out the window, because then, in cases like that in the definitive edition, I could bring the 2 characters I need the treasure for, but even then I still need to do a second pass through, because the second Skulltula only appears on the second attempt. Oh, I guess future attempts, rather. As many attempts as it takes you to get the second Skulltula, I should say, really. But yeah, I guess while on the topic of the definitive edition, I want to say that even in that one, turncoat soldiers aren't fixed. As in, they won't spawn in until the notification telling you that they've appeared pops up. But for the most part, they do have a pretty useful quality of life feature that I will be missing in the brief detour, or after we take the brief detour into the Switch version for a minute. It's gonna feel so weird doing that and then going back to the Wii U version for 2 maps. The final 2 maps. But I definitely get the feeling that if these 2 maps take 50 episodes each, I'm hoping that the next one won't take, will take around 30. But then I kind of get the feeling that we'll just rack it up to the next few maps, because they take quite a while, I want to say, especially in the Wii U version. In fact, I heard that things are just gonna get really long in the Wii U version, so that'll be fun. But yeah, here's Ganondorf. don't remember if I closed off the episode before I did this, so I'll do it now and then just let you watch on. But yeah, next episode, things happen. Hopefully. But until then, that is when I'll see you.